Good morning, everybody. How's it going? It's around 6:40 a.m. It's Saturday morning. Hope y'all are doing well. Happy weekend. That's something to look forward to. Here's what my hair looks like in case you're wondering. Over here, crossing the back alley. And again today, not a car, as I am crossing the back alley. Let's go, Benjo. Anyway, how y'all doing? How's it going? Walks have been mostly pleasant recently, in case you're wondering. Yeah. What y'all got going on? Let's go, Benjo. Let's go. Anything political? I really don't have any like personal updates. Same old, same old. Another day, another dollar. I have a new necklace right here. It's Tracy's necklace. It's a feather with this cicada charm. My necklace clasp broke. So, Jessica, can I borrow one of your necklaces? So she wears this one the least, so she let me wear it. But really have it, because I wear it a lot. But yeah. Got some Golden Dragon Chinese takeout last night. It's our new favorite spot. It's close to the house. If you're in San Antonio, you're wondering where it is. It's on the corner of Lock Hill, Selma, Northwest Military. Got a nice cloud covering today here in San Antonio, Texas. Oh, there was the 93rd U.S. Conference of Mayors yesterday in Tampa, Florida. I caught a little bit of that on C-SPAN 2. I talked about a little bit about AI. There was somebody from Google there. And so as far as I've heard many different usage of the term AI. But as far as I think how the person from Google was describing it was I guess learning, technology that learns or something like that. As far as, well, what do you mean by learning? I guess what I personally mean by learning is a computer that can pick up patterns, right? Have an output message that's like a conversation. The Google AI person said, gave the example of using it in your daily lives. I saw a commercial yesterday where this, like, I don't know if he was a dad. He was at home and he saw the fishbowl was empty, so he was talking to his AI assistant. I can't remember if it was for Google or not. And he goes and he gets the fish. He said, "What color was Frank?" And the Google AI answered, "Frank was an orange and yellow or an orange and white goldfish." So he goes to the pet store and he gets one. And all of a sudden the mom and the little kid come back, and it turns out she took the fish to show and tell. So now they have 2 goldfish. Nothing was wrong with Frank. The cat did not, in fact, eat them. But anyway, so Google or AI, I think there's a lot of AI companies. I was scrolling the internet, and I can't remember what I was researching at that time. Um, but I think it's basically something that can, a computer program that has access to a lot of information. Um, as far as storage of it, I don't know. But I don't know, it made it seem like not scary. But basically just like another technological tool as far as AI, artificial intelligence. It's yeah, I guess like a golden retriever type learning, right? Assistant, except it's like a piece of technology. Basically picks up patterns and I guess language, right? But as far as like a conscience being, that was not even uh, mentioned in the conference, in case you're wondering. One of the mayors said it really helps, like when you're a mayor, it really helps with the permits, or it cuts down a lot of time, uh, which I assume if you're a mayor, that would be very helpful. Um, so yeah, AI. I saw that Clown Gabbard was wrong, and I just want to let y'all know. Uh, I can't remember where I flew out to, if it was like Ohio or Oregon or something like that. Um, to a sports bar back when Clown Gabbard was wrong. Hindsight bias, I would say she was wrong then. That, if you're wondering what my opinion is, over here on this formerly known NISD school's route. But fought some sports bar for some political thing, and that was the first time I've ever heard of the term a Russian asset. And now that I'm looking at it, now that I'm seeing all this information, you know, personal experiences, that information, I'm my own personal artificial intelligence right now. I'm feeling pretty good about it, because that's the first time I remember hearing the term Russian asset. Was that one of Clown Gabbard's 2020 Democrat presidential something, sports bar or something. Not a lot of people showed up. Nothing happened. I left. Went there. Her dad played the guitar. I'll just say that. And I guess still in Hawaii. I don't know. And I guess I'll say that too. Here's Benjamin. So yeah, went there. Her dad played the guitar. She spoke. I was talking a little bit. I can't remember if I even spoke to her individually. I got an apple orchard. Maybe several, to be quite honest. Maybe. I guess in 2019. 1 second. An angry orchard, I think is what it's called. Apple cider. They didn't have any shiner over there. Yeah, I can't even remember if I spoke to her individually or not. And then I left. Went to a place where I Yeah, so there's we sat at tables. There's this little area in the sports bar, corner of the sports bar. Her dad sang the guitar. He sang and he played the guitar, and she spoke. And then we all kind of like stood around and chit chatted. And that was the first I heard, not from her. I can't even remember. I don't even think we had a back and forth conversation. I don't think that happened. But just other people who were there. Have you ever heard of a Russian asset? So we kind of had a little back and forth conversation about what a Russian asset is. Well, you know what? I think maybe in Hillary Clinton's campaign, maybe she said Russian asset. But as far as a personal conversation, when I say personal, I mean like one individual to another individual, kind of back and forth about a Russian asset. I can't remember if he was calling her a Russian asset. I can't remember if we were talking about the Young Turks. It's a while ago. But anyway, I just remember the term Russian asset. And so I think that's quite interesting, considering today how wrong Clown Gabbard is. If you're wondering, I think it's interesting because of all the players involved. You got 47, you got Putin, you got a Clown Gabbard siding with Russia, Putin, in this hapstance of Iran getting a nuclear weapon. So the argument isn't whether Iran should get a nuclear weapon. It's how close is Iran getting to a nuclear weapon, and therefore the escalating of the fighting. At least that's what's on the news, right? So anyway. Interesting alliances there, I guess is what I'm getting at. So I'm gonna take a sip of coffee 1 second. So yeah, if dare I go further, I would say she's backed into a corner and she don't really have anywhere to go, is how I would describe that situation. You got 47, you got Putin, and you gotta choose a side. Okay, good luck. Where's Sissy? There she is. Good morning, Miss Sissy. It's just so cute. She can one play. She's such a big dog, but she's very affectionate. So here is little lap dog Gypsy, clocking in at 60 pounds. Anyway. Yeah. So obviously the Iran conflict. Middle East conflict. I don't know, what do you call it? Maybe it gives a window view into how you view what's going on over there. As far as forever wars, I think that's interesting because, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think before we were in Afghanistan for 20 years. What were we doing 20 years? Obviously it was a conflict and not a war. 20-year war? But anyway, um, I think Russia was there before we were, so I think that's interesting. Um, yeah, but conflict in the Middle East seems to be at the forefront of the news this past week. I don't know if you care about it or not. Here are my nails. The same on both hands, I think it's wondering. Yeah, also if you're wondering, if you have like an emotional investment with me and my husband, in case you're wondering how I view these people, as far as being a victim's advocate, I feel like I'm in a very unique position to do so. I would not at first recommend interacting with those people who put you in that position. But unfortunately here, I'm stuck here on this NISD school bus route, an area where I'm a public figure and celebrity, let alone a paycheck. So my family is here. So a unique position in the sense that I do have a platform. It happens to be a political platform. I'm really not sure when that started. I guess, before 2018. So as far as how I view all of them, I kind of view all of them the same. So how is Mandy any different from Clown Gabbard? They don't act any different, at least towards me, from what I can see. So I see that as not just like here's my past and here are the people from my past. I view it very differently than that. I don't see them as complete and whole individuals with their own separate story and stuff like that. There's JD Jr. over here. I view them as aggressors who are constantly putting sexual tension around me anywhere I go. Okay? And obviously there's a money situation, obviously. And it's a whole new world. It's a world where I grew up not knowing. I would say my growing up, I had a very stable childhood. Very stable. I didn't know about any of that, and I didn't know about hate until all of a sudden 2021. So I've never known hate like this. You've hated me this whole time? You don't do this to somebody who you don't hate. There's stuff going on there that's not, that you're trying to convince is, oh, this is out of family love. No, it's not. No, it's not. So if you're wondering, I view them as that's not what was going on this whole time. I view it as, I think, what it was. Maybe what other people view them as while it was happening, while the live stream was going. And if you happen to know about that kind of world, that kind of social structure, social organization setup, but of which I can't wait to, I don't know, write a book, have several discussions, how that'll look like being with my husband, because we're going to be joined at the hip, okay? in case you're wondering. We're gonna need a little vacation, and then we're gonna be joined at the hip. I know he's a busy man, okay? I know y'all say 4 more years, okay? And in theory, I'm really down for that, obviously. But we're gonna need a little vacation time, and he's want to get back to work. You don't want to waste no time, obviously. But we're gonna need time together, and we're gonna be joining the hip, okay? And obviously I use my relationship with 47 as a metric of a lot of things. Our relationship, even though it seems like an impossible situation, right, has just gotten better and better. Ideal. Not one complaint other than we want to spend more time together. So I constantly feel lucky every day. So I'm ready to take on a new day. But yeah, with that being said, when I talk about these figures like Clown Gabbard and Rand Paul, the Meatball, Mandy, Nikki Haley, I'll view them not how I view them at all on the live stream. The complete opposite. I view them like I'm like an FBI profiler. So what kind of psychosis do you got? That's how I view them. In a very defensive, very separate kind of entity and figures there. At first, it was hard to do that. Like in 2021, I said, I shouldn't have to do this. How long is this going to last? This is ridiculous. But Mandy didn't have a problem with it. Nikki Haley didn't have a problem with it. So eventually I said, you know, I'm gonna go on the offense. I'm gonna get some answers, maybe get some information, gather data. But anyway, and that's how it started, and now we're here. Anyway, yeah, I guess that's it. Google or AI. I say Google AI just because I use Google. There are other companies with like different names and stuff. I guess on par with Google. I don't know. But I don't know. It just made it seem like not scary. When you think of like Elon's AI, it's a lot different. He approaches the subject, I think, a lot differently than maybe other people that are in AI do. I said program it. I don't program anything. I don't program the electricity in this house on all that. So I'm not really too worried. I mean, I could look into the programming. I don't know what age group you're in, but I really liked MySpace because you could like code yourself. It was like a little coding thing. Then it then kind of died down. MySpace did. Anyway. Yeah, I guess not too worried about it. Just another tool. Made it seem like there are more uses, but a way to introduce and get familiar with the concept of artificial intelligence. If you were to ask artificial intelligence, like, what are you? You know, I think is interesting. But as far as like robotics and stuff like that, again, I think it's interesting. I don't want to be like super opposed to I don't know, life and stuff. I mean, it's kind of impossible to predict. There's so many factors, right, of all that stuff. But there's robotics, which I don't think is like biometric robotics. I think it's just kind of like task-oriented robotics. I don't know. In California, excuse me. But yeah, as far as this like humanoid robots, I don't know how far that's gonna go. I think people are busy. I think that would be a certain select audience. But again, probably health maybe would probably be the first kind of sector where you would think a humanoid robot would be beneficial. And considering what I just said in this morning video, obviously there are some concerns, right? It's all about, I think with Elon, he says it's all about who programs the AI or whatever. But as far as it having information, I'm wondering how true that is. In what instances would it be who programs the AI? But Elon makes it seem like there's like a lot of nefarious stuff, and I probably wouldn't disagree with that. Me being the position that I'm in, and I would probably say I would definitely look at it with a critical eye, especially with all this humanoid. You're gonna have a humanoid robot. That's a big leap there. As far as the evolution, there was a leap. Humanoid robot. So obviously, I gotta get my Law and Order SVU up and going with this humanoid robots and stuff. But anyway, I'm not sure what the, especially with social media, I'm not sure what a lot of the benefits of a humanoid robot would be. Is it like a car? Does it cost as much as a Tesla? You don't even go anywhere, it just sits around with you? Did y'all watch those Rocky movies? What is it, Rocky 4? He's got a little robot that cleans the house. I think it was Rocky 4. Anyway, so as far as all that's concerned, obviously you don't want any sort of sexual assault going on with a humanoid robot. As far as liability, I guess, I think it's interesting. For example, the mayor said she uses the AI for permits and makes the permit process go a lot faster, which I would imagine it would, right? So I guess maybe the programming there, how you handle it, the tool of AI for your specific business, I guess the liability would be on you, right? But as far as imminent dangers, maybe the liability might lie somewhere else. Anyway, yeah, as far as Elon's view of AI, I think I haven't seen much, just Laura Trump's Instagram stories. But anyway, I think what I perceive from what I gather of the very little information I got, Elon's view of AI seems to be a bit more apocalyptic than what I've seen from Google's AI's view. Is not apocalyptic. It's just like life is normal, but now you have this tool. Just like all of a sudden now you have a paper, all of a sudden now you got a cell phone, all of a sudden now you got a little floppy disk, now you have a calculator. Anyway, so on and so forth. And I think it's an interesting time with this technology. I think a lot of the times we say, I'm a millennial. It's a generation like around the 10-year kind of situation. I've heard a little bit about Gen X, mainly about what they wear, which is odd. I guess they're very fashionable. I don't know. They wear belts, in case you're wondering. That's what I heard. But anyway, um, and as far as apocalyptic, you got the Teslas with the tunnels. Now it really makes me wonder. I've seen tons of Teslas in San Antonio, so obviously people feel safe driving them. I've always wondered what the insurance looked like on those. Insurance is a big deal to regular folk. Anyway, I forgot what I was saying. I'm gonna take a sip of coffee. 1 second. Okay, so yeah, the generations, right? Okay, so apparently millennials are known because they're the first generation as kids to have computers. And I think after millennials is Gen Z, I don't know. And they're known for being very fashionable, specifically with their belt use. But probably more than that, but that's just what I heard. But I think as far as technology goes, I think it's very interesting because everybody's on social media. You might say it might be a description of millennials being like computer use, and for me computer use was like AOL instant messaging and stuff like that, basically like social media or texting. Which is, you can be any generation and be a part of it. So I think it's interesting as far as categorizing generations. I think this technology, really brings different generations kind of all under one umbrella a bit. So I think that's interesting. Yeah, I guess that's my conversation for today. A lot more pleasant today, right? It's good. So, it's a lot easier to do this when things are pleasant and there's not this kind of what I feel a proactive kind of I'm here to bother you all day today. Okay. Why you think that? Anyway. So yeah, that's my chit chat. AI, Russian asset. And I can't wait to have more information about all that. But I think it's very interesting as far as like considering regions, Middle East. I know throughout history, Japan and China have been separate on opposite teams. But here in San Antonio, there's the Sunken Gardens. It's the Chinese and Japanese Sunken Gardens. It's both. So as far as culture, and I know leadership, obviously, but I don't know. I can't wait to. I guess I'm saying is there's different regions and stuff, and it's very interesting to see the social structures for each region and collectively as a globe. Because what I've been doing here a lot of the times is, especially going at this blind, is if you want good things, then you want good things. If you're, and if you don't want good things, then you don't. If you're good, you're good. You're bad, you're bad. You don't really have to know a lot of specific details to kind of help out. Be proactive. I put my rubber. Maybe I should put it in the wash or something. Anyway. Yeah, so I think it's very interesting what's going on over there, considering what's going on now. yeah. Okay, I guess that's it. 35 minutes, 3 minutes to spare. If you're wondering, my video shuts off at 38 minutes. I could always have a part 2, but I say, you know what, maybe 38 minutes is maybe around a good time. Attention span, I don't know. I'm guessing. If I had more information, maybe I'd go with it. Just trying to ease my anxieties, I guess. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Happy weekend. Probably do a tarot card. Speaking of which, I'll probably do a tarot card video tomorrow. Tracy works in the afternoon. I don't know if we're going to see Kimmy or not, so at some point in time tomorrow, I'll be doing a tarot card video. If not, probably Monday, but probably tomorrow. We'll see. So yeah, I hope you have a good weekend. I'll talk to you later. Hopefully my husband right next to me. But until then, I think it's a good sign that clown is wrong. And that's something that I can see while I scroll through Twitter. So anyway. Yeah, I'll talk to you later. Y'all have a good one.